Did you ever notice how some people just naturally like to interact with technology? When they encounter a device or gimmick, they will explore it on their own. Now, contrast this behavior with people who just hate to deal with technology. How can these differences be described? That's where affinity for technology interaction comes in. This is Alex. He wants to develop a new app. In order to make it easier for his target audience to use his app, he wants to make it as user-friendly as possible. During development, Alex wants to test relevant design decisions with potential users to ensure the product is as easy to use as possible. He discusses his goals with his boss. The boss recommends him to take the user's affinity for technology interaction into account. After this conversation, Alex asks himself, what is affinity for technology interaction? He finds the following definition. Affinity for technology interaction is a personality trait which is expressed in the positive attitude, enthusiasm, and trust of a person towards technology. People who have a high affinity for technology interactions are more interested in technology and like to interact with technical systems in detail. But what does this mean specifically? Alex thinks of his mother, who does not like using new technology. Alex, on the other side, likes to interact with technology. Alex now understands why it's called affinity for technology interaction. It's about more than just liking technology. Essentially, it's about liking to deal with technical devices. After this insight, Alex now understands affinity for technology interaction. Why is affinity for technology interaction highly relevant for Alex's app development? This can be illustrated by an example. A product is usually intended to appeal to different groups of people. These user groups can also differ in their affinity for technology interaction. A user's experience with a technical product will vary depending on the degree of affinity for technology interaction. The risk now is that Alex only talks to people who like to interact with technology as himself and who have a high affinity for technology interaction too. Although Alex had tested the product extensively, he would have optimized it only for a certain group of users. If Alex could assess the affinity for technology interaction of his test group, it would be possible for him to classify them into user groups and to recognize for which user group his product is suitable and for which target group he still has to adapt his product. Next, Alex asks himself how he can capture affinity for technology interaction in his user study. He finds the questionnaire Affinity for Technology Interaction, ATI for short. The focus is on human-machine or user-system interaction. The questionnaire consists of 9 items and takes around 2 minutes to complete. After Alex has assessed the affinity for technology interaction of his test participants, he had to invite a few more people who didn't like to interact with technology. After all, Alex wants to appeal to as many people as possible with his product for it to be really successful. Further information about the affinity for technology interaction can be found in the video description.